Hey everyone, Eggman here with another video. Today we have a tutorial for Tabletop Simulator for the One Piece card game. If you've seen my one for the Digimon card game, it's pretty similar, but there are some differences for it. And I just want to make this video specifically for One Piece because it obviously is a new card game. And especially since we have so much time before it comes out in North America, I know a lot of people want to try it, they want to test it out, they want to play some games. So I wanted to make just an easy tutorial for you guys to do that on Tabletop Simulator. So we're going to go over the basics of building a list and porting a list into this, as well as just some kind of tools and how to make your experience with Tabletop Simulator a little bit easier. So let's start off with the decks. The first step is to make a deck to import into Tabletop Simulator, and the best way to do that is with an external deck builder. We've seen this before with Dragon Ball Super and with Digimon, so it's pretty similar to that. We have OnePieceCardGame.dev with us today for that. You just have to hit this builder button right here, and then it gives you the deck building archetype. And then, for example, I built this one in the oven right here. So, for example, this is a Don Quixote build that I have. I don't know if this is good, by the way. I haven't tested this yet, so don't say, oh, this is the build that Eggman had. I just literally threw it together for this video. But you hit this big export button. They do have a couple ways to export this, including text and as well as for printing proxies if you want to do so. But the one that we are most important, the one that's most important to us is this array here. So you just hit this copy button, and then we just have to go into the Tabletop Simulator next. But first, we do need to download a mod to play One Piece on Tabletop Simulator. So this is the one I've been using by Zenith. It's been super nice. It looks like it's been based off of the Digimon one that I've been using as well. So super handy to me. You just have to hit the subscribe button here. There will be a link to this mod in the description as well if you guys need it. And so just hit that subscribe button and then start up Tabletop Simulator. Then inside Tabletop Simulator, just hit this create button, go multiplayer, set the max players to 2 or 3, and also just invite is normally what I do. Hit the create server button, and then on the workshop, you will have this One Piece TCG mod automated as one of your options. Click that, load that, and we are inside the mod. Real quick, Tabletop is not free. You do have to buy it on Steam. There will be a link in the description for that as well. It's super worth the money. I've been using this for hundreds of hours, especially since it does have a lot of good Digimon testing options as well. So you just hit this notebook button up here at the top. You paste the thing you just did, and then you hit this import list button or import deck here, and it will build. It'll build that list. Obviously, this is still new, and this is just after all of the set 1 cards were released. So there are some decks that I've had that it just doesn't find the cards correctly. So you might have to manually do that. If you do, you just have to go into this bag over here, and then just pull here, and then you will have all 135 cards from the set. So you can just right click, search, and add any additional cards. So for example, let's say it didn't find the Otama, which normally it will, but let's say it doesn't, you can just get there, and then you can just copy it with Control-C, Control-V, and get any additional copies you have there. So you do need to have this in here for you to find the cards that you need. But we do have our list here, and here's the example copy just to make sure that it did work. We can do the search in here, and then we're going to just put our leader at the top, I believe. Yeah, we'll drag them out, just put them on top here, and then we have our list. And something that I like to do as well is I do like to right click, and then I can hit save object. And I have a bunch of folders and such with this, so I already have this One Piece OP1, and just say Blue Don Quixote. Bam. And then so if you go here into your objects, you can go into your saved objects. So you can go into like One Piece, One Starters. These are just my own, and you can just click the deck and it will import for you there. So if you just want to import a lot of decks and you want to save them for later so you don't have to do that process every time, that's the best way you can do that. So with that, let's just go into the handy dandy tricks for a lot of this. It's just for movement. If you do WASD, that does move you around here. And then if you right click, it does let you move the camera around here. So pretty generic for these kind of 3D spaces. And then if you do the middle click of a mouse button, you do drag the camera from where you're at. So helpful there as well. And you just get to do a lot of movement here. So this is also a semi-automated simulator. It has a lot of niceties for you as well, so you don't have to do something. First thing that I would do as well, if you're starting into, is that it's probably going to default to 15 rotational degrees here. Just bump this up to either 45 or 90, because if you're at 15 and you try to rotate these cards, it does it very slowly. You do rotate cards with Q and E, so you pretty much just keep your hand on WASD and then Q and E to rotate again. So that is kind of slow. So if you go all the way up to 90 and not rotate past it, you can just do one single click and get these right there, which is really nice. Another nice hotkey is that you can do F to flip. That is great for just moving cards around. Also, if you kind of a thing with this card, this takes a little bit to getting used to. If you want to just draw one card, you just quickly click and drag, but if you want to get the whole deck, you hold it for a second and then you're pulling the whole thing. To shuffle a card pile, you just have to shake it back and forth like this. You can also just hover over it and press the R button, and then you go here. So puts in the main deck. These are automated zones too, so even if I have it upside down or even like that, it will fix it, and then you can flip it back there. So really nice there. We also do have our Dawn decks in the bottom left as well. And so let's kind of just start our game. So we do have there, we can go into draw. You can just hit this button 5 times. You can also just hover over the deck and you can press a number key and it will draw that many cards. So I'm just going to hover over it and press 5, and then we'll have 5 cards right here. So something that Tabletop does also really nice is that even if you are just all the way over here, it will just have your hand at the bottom. You can press H to hide it, but I almost always want it to have that right there. And so let's say we don't like this hand here. So we'd want to do a mulligan, so we can do something, which we probably would. This is an atrocious hand. You just press F to flip them. You can just drag them out here, and then with all these still selected, you can press the G button to group them together, put them on top of your list, and then just shuffle again and get to draw another 5. So you will do that. It's if we're going first, this is an okay hand. If we're not, it's kind of sneaky. Anyways, so we will recover there. So we hit the life button at 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there we go. So we have set up. So to start the game for Dawns, we just drag them over here and we can press the F key to flip them up. Again, Q and E will let us rest them and such. And let's say we are at our 3, we can go up here and go from there. So let's say we do something like our Dawn Flamingo. So we want to just add like 3 Dawn to it. The best way to do that is you just get to, you just put them near where you want them, and then you can put the Dawn on top. So whatever card you touch last is put on top here. So I drag these over here, and then I pop that up above, and it has an above. So obviously you normally are talking with people with that too. So, and we can just swing in here. Let's say we also have like a situation where we have like this out here. We have some more Dawns here. We even have some Dawns like rested or what have yous. A really, really handy button for this simulator too is the Dawn button. This will only affect the Dawn that aren't in the Dawn deck, but it will rearrange them and activate them all at the same time. There's also the unsuspend button. So normally at like the start of your turn, if you have it something like this, you can press unsuspend. It will unsuspend everything, and then you can press Dawn, and then you can draw your card. So really handy there to just go down the line and press those buttons. You do still have to manually flip the Dawn open, and I think they're probably going to add a button like right here to do this. So this could be outdated pretty quickly, but that is how you do your plays there. Some other kind of niceties as well. You can do the, we don't have an example of this here, but for example, let's say we want to activate the Centomaro effect. And something, if you don't know what a card does, if you hold the Alt key, you can just get it huge sides of it in front of you. This even works if like the card's on your opponent's side of the field, you can just Alt and you get to see it orientated to you as well as large. So that does help you just read card effects when you don't know what they are. That, you know, it can just help you get that information for you there too. Also, so let's say we do this effect, we tap the 2, and it has an effect that can play 1 pacifista with a Dawn cost of 4 or less from your deck. So to do that, you can just right click and you can hit search, and then it will just show your entire list. We say, oh, we want this pacifista. We'll bring him out here. We'll flip him with the F key, and then we press R to shuffle it there. So, and then let's say, for example, we want to play this 4 cost. Again, the group key is your friend here. So you can just do the box here, drag and drop. You're selecting all 4 of these at the same time. We press Q once, or sorry, E once, and then we just paid 4 for that guy as well. So we can just, you know, handily do that. Let's say we want to put 6 Dawn on our Don Quixote. Just bring it up there, easy peasy for that. Any other kind of effects here? So let's say we have an effect. We have it off the. Let me find her here. So we have like the Bonnie, one of probably the best cards in the game, in my opinion, for green. Let's get that over here. So Bonnie has an effect that just says time for one. You may rest this card, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, then reveal one supernova's card from them, add to your hand. Obviously, we're not going to find that, but we get to in Digimon, normally anytime you search for cards, it's a reveal. So you do something like you just bring a card and you press F to flip it, but it's a little bit different in One Piece. So that's why they have these kind of secret zones here. So cards that are in this zone, only the player that is on this side of the table gets to see what's in this zone, which is really, really nice. So for example, for this search of the 5, we hit this search button 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So all of these cards here are only seen by us. We can right click, we can search through them. Oh, we didn't find any supernovas. Dang, that's too bad. So this puts them back at the bottom of your deck. So you just grab these, flip them. The best way to put bottom deck is just to have the stack here, grab your deck, put it on top, and then drag it back there. So that's how you do this here. And also, especially since the life mechanic is like a combination of the Digimon and Dragon Ball Super mechanics, where Dragon Ball Super, you just draw the card, and Digimon, you reveal the card and then do any effects for it. There are these cards that sometimes have effects when you do it. So the way you do it in this game, at least in this simulator as well, is that you hit this lose life button here, and then it will show face up for you only. And then if you look at this too, if you want to draw this into your hand without your opponent seeing what it is, you can just hover above it and press the 1 key as well. So for example, let's say we did recover this Desert Spada instead, so which does have a trigger to draw 2 and trash 1 card from our hand. We can just bring this from here and say, okay, we're going to activate this trigger and kind of go from there. So that's just kind of how that works for us there. And it is really, really helpful for kind of how this has to happen with Tabletop as well. And I think that is pretty much how everything works. Again, if you want to clean everything up, you can just easily drag over here, press G to group it. You just move it back over here. You can bring everything. You just make sure your leader is elsewhere. Again, just group. Group is your friend in this. It helps you so much to clean up all your cards. And then you can just reset there. Bonnie shouldn't be in this list because we're a blue guy and she is green, so we can't do it breaks the deck building. So search, find it, bring it out, put it back in this green list. I think that's everything. I kind of just wanted to talk about this. It makes testing this game a lot easier to have the sim. There's a lot of niceties with these, and again, I think they're still working on this guy too, so there'll probably be again another Dawn button to help you out. But I know a lot of you guys have been asking how to play this and want to play this themselves, and I think this is just one of the best ways to do so right now, and I've been really enjoying it, and on stream it's been really, really good as well. So that's going to be it for me. One last thing, and so if for people who do make content and want to do the same, when I do my streams, I have 2 computers. One's an observer and one's the player. So if you do the change color, you can do the Game Master. So Game Master gets to see everything, and normally just kind of have the camera like this. And so I get to see cards that are in this area and in this area as well. So that is kind of nice, and you get to see players' hands, so you can kind of commentate over it and just see what's happening. If I change colors to back to myself, you'll see that I won't be able to see the cards that are in these zones. So like I'll have this card here and it just disappears. So being able to do that is kind of nice. And like it just to show kind of how that works. And then again, if I am the Game Master, I can see, oh, there's a gecko in there, and that's kind of how it works. But again, this is, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I'll have I have links in the description for everything that you could possibly need. And but if there's anything else that I'm missing, please do not hesitate to ask in the comments below. But again, hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys enjoy playing the One Piece card game on Tabletop, and I'll catch you all next time.
Damn it.